after like ages and eons later. Um, I'm screaming. I'm not doing this. So after about 2 weeks, I was on vacation. Crazy enough. Um, yeah, like I actually went and drove somewhere. I drove like an hour and a half to get to where I was going from where I am located. Honestly, honestly, it was good. I needed a reset. Because like 2 weeks ago, I don't know. I just started feeling burnt out. I was putting a lot of stress on me, which, granted, when do I not? At this point, when do I not? Like, with a lot of my concerts I'm going to this year, I'm just throwing an outfit together last minute. Like the local ones, those are just being thrown together last minute. I don't care how I look with that. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna do content, but it's, I'm not gonna, a lot of it, I'm not gonna go ham on like the outfit, the makeup. Yes, Ash Nico, this has been planned for a while, and now, of course, I'm like wanting to try to finish the pants a month, like within a month, and I'm like, you do realize you're gonna end up ordering parts and pieces and bits and bobs and trinkets here and trinket there. Like, you need to fully finish this piece. And there's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. Like, now you actually have to go and drive instead of ordering. Which honestly was the whole plan in the first place. I love my external, internal monologues. Especially when I'm high, I don't even realize, like, a lot of the times I don't realize I'm doing it, and then it's like that tone change, that tone shift. And I'm like, got it. Got it. Um, and yeah, but no, it was a well needed, like, refresh, and then it took me a week to fully catch up. So I took probably, I'd say 2 weeks off. But we're back with another episode with vacations. I honestly don't think I started going on vacations until after I moved down here. Like, yeah, we would go on little trips the to the museums and stuff because I literally was born near DC. Crazy how, like, you move down and then you end up moving over. Like, what? I don't know. I don't know about that moving part. But I am definitely excited because in July I'm going on vacation again. I am traveling to Wyoming. We're going to Casper and having the experience. Because all I'm saying is, regardless, I am going. It is the 3-year anniversary for Jeffree Star's Wyoming store. So I'm going there for that, getting all dressed up, doing my makeup. Obviously, I'm doing it on live. I don't exactly know what time I'm going because let's hope that I actually wake up on time because my sleep schedule has been so out of whack lately. It is not funny at all. Also, I'm getting into a lot of like camo. I wouldn't necessarily say Realtree but I am getting into, I don't know. I think instead of like cheetah print, my aesthetic is camo, which honestly just baffles me at this point. I'm like, huh? Cuz I tried pushing that away so much cuz like growing up I was going to a lot of the country festivals and stuff like that with my parents because that's what they wanted to do. And then I'm like, that also does kind of like I grew up listening to country music. I'm not saying that camo is connected to country music, but I don't know, like fitting it into my aesthetic, I like with like alternative and stuff. I oh my god, finally found a perfect belt, and it's pink and cheetah, whatever, leave me alone. But it's honestly amazing, and I'm excited because I don't know. I probably shouldn't try to bring it into Warped Tour. Not that they're real or anything, but yeah, that is all in November as well, which I'm going to Orlando for. All of these trips I'm excited for, and then I'm saving up now just in case something does happen in Casper. You never know. You never know. You never know. So, yeah. We're going to Casper in 3 months. I'm going to Miami in a month for a concert. For the Ashnikko concert. And then I have a bunch of concerts this year at, like, locally. Because I won season passes to the, I think, amphitheater. So you already know. Once we heard that Pitbull was coming, you already know we had to go. Literally grew up on Pitbull. Pitbull, Kesha, Lady Gaga, you name it. I'm so upset. I am honestly so upset because I wanted to see Lady Gaga when she came to Miami last year, and then I kept putting off checking to see if tickets ever went on sale again for this year because like so much happened last year. That whole last year is a blur to me at this point. Because what do you mean I went from bottom ground all the way to top floor within a year? Not necessarily like that, not trying to sound egotistical or anything, but like I was quite literally at ground zero and slowly made my way back up. Because we're doing that thing. We're doing that thing. Full-time student. Working when I can. And the past few weeks were just a mess. A lot was going on the last few weeks. And yeah, it happens. It does. It really, really does. Stuff does happen. Life happens. You never know what's going to happen. But I was just mentally, physically, everything was just a mess. And I think now I'm getting everything regulated again as much as I can. As well as I can as well. Because also trying to regulate money. Because I had to start saving for car insurance. I mean, I have enough for car insurance. It's not like it's going to be an issue. It's more of, do I want to take out of savings or do I want to save now so that way within a month? Like, I'm not going to try, and only money that I make, content wise is gonna be what I can, and that means putting money back into and for content, regardless. Because a lot of stuff that I use, like this mic, I've had obviously for years because I've been doing this podcast for quite a few. But I know, I love. Sorry, a thought was like, wow, this was not at all the conversation, but with me, right now, you get a high conversation about vacations that's gonna venture and worm and yeah. So on that note, we're gonna take a break here and be right back. Okay, so vacations. Yeah, no, like I was saying, a lot of the times when we were back in Maryland, we literally were like easily able to go to the museums there in DC and all of that. So it wasn't that big of a deal, especially like elementary school. I remember all like because now I'm in Florida, West Palm, and like I remember it being such a big deal for the safety patrols to go to, or like to be a safety patrol and then get to go to Washington, and I'm like, honestly, I don't feel bad because at the same time it's like, yeah, I wanted to be a safety patrol, but whatever, I didn't get to be one, which everybody was shocked about that. I don't know why, but I was pretty much like, just, yeah, that's whatever. I don't really care about going to DC. I literally was practically born there. So, not that impressed. Take me somewhere else. But then when high school came and there was the Machu Picchu trip, I was like, I want to go. And then I wasn't allowed to go. And I was upset because I would have been going with my friends, and that would have been an amazing opportunity. Just in general. And like yeah, no, I would have been going with my friends, and that was one of like the roughest years in high school. Just I think junior year is usually the worst because at that point you're already feeling like the senioritis and you're like, I'm done, I don't want to be here anymore. And like I had extra classes and I had to just end up doing student aid for, which I didn't mind actually. I really didn't mind. I don't know why I was marked absent one of the days, though, because why are you going to mark me absent when I told you where I was going to be? And I asked you. Hello? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Not one bit. But, whatever. Okay, that glow is a lot better. I, like, added powder on break and kind of targeted the spots that I wanted to still kind of be glowy, which, yes, is the cheeks. I love my cheekbones to glow. Hello. They've gotten a lot more prominent over the years. At least one side has. Not the other. I don't know. But yeah, when everybody was going to that, I was so bummed out because I was like, I was one of the ones that was selected to be able to go. It was like a limited amount of people that could go. And that was the reason why I was upset, was because I got the opportunity to go. I had worked so hard to be able to go with the end of year trip. And then, no. And being told, with everything going on in the world right now, yeah, well, you still have to learn to embrace life. You know, That's something you learn at a later age. Some people don't learn it. And it's evident. Because how am I 26 and you're 50 something and still haven't realized that you just gotta embrace life at times. Let life take you where it wants you to go. Because if you don't, then yeah. Especially because I would say just like you never know what's gonna happen. Heck, you might not wake up, not to sound morbid or anything, but like you don't even know if at one point if you could, like there might be something going on that you don't even know of and you might not wake up in the morning. So embrace life and let life take you where it wants you to go. Because half the time a lot of these opportunities come up because you do those things. You get a lot of more. I've noticed that you get a lot more opportunities in life to do stuff that you love, especially if you embrace just everywhere that, like, even the chaos. At the end of the day, there's still going to be chaos in life. And it goes back to kind of the, not me just like having a psychological breakdown of it's not even the topic. I'm screaming. But no, like the reason why I'm being able to go to Wyoming, it also kind of connects to that. Like if I hadn't taken one of these opportunities that was handed to me again, I kind of stopped doing and then started back up, especially with like the new year. I was like, okay, I was telling myself, I'm going to take every opportunity that's handed to me. Have I taken every opportunity that has been handed to me? No. But we try. We try. And because I took this opportunity, I was like, seeing, like, it was positive numbers. And I was just, I'm still mind blown. Like, did I say I was going to go this year? Yes. But did I expect to actually be going? No. But yeah, I talk with my hands a lot, okay? Especially so for the video portion of this, you guys can see like all of the emotions, all of that, the thoughts, and the thought process going in the head. Which is why I love including a video portion for the podcast. You can find that on YouTube at my profile, Chance Hunter, or just by searching First Chances with Chance, and the playlist should pop up with my account. Make sure to also subscribe to that. But yeah, no, I love the way that just like the opportunities have come. I was literally like talking to somebody and they're like, well, if you like we'll see what happens, because like yeah, there's stuff. Like we'll see what happens when you come down here, because I was planning on going to Wyoming to meet up and go to the store and everything in a year after I graduate with my bachelor's, which I was already planning a big trip at the end of the year anyways to Michigan. And I was like, I could just move around some stuff. And I was planning on going to DC around the same time as Warped Tour. Crazy enough, and I wasn't going to go because I was going to stay with my aunt and we were just going to hang out, this, that, and the other. But then this opportunity came up and I was like, oh, like literally a day after. And I'm like, that's crazy. That's actually crazy, because that's about the same time that I would have been going back up to Maryland to see my aunt and uncle. Like, that's crazy. So we planned that. I already got the ticket, the plane ticket. Worst case scenario, I save up enough to be able to stay in a hotel if things go south. But for now, I'm staying on a ranch in Wyoming. Outside of Casper. Not Jeffrey. Not Jeffrey. That would be a dream, but I don't see that happening. But who knows? And then I can still go to the Michigan trip in November, December. If anything, it'll probably be around November, because then I'd end up flying to Michigan the beginning of the week, working a shift, and then going. Because I have to make sure that I work at least 4 hours minimum, which isn't bad, actually. Like, it's not bad. Because then I can come back the next week and work another 4 hours and have 2 days off. Just make sure that I save throughout the year. Because now I have to start saving a lot more. Especially for concerts coming up. These trips coming up. So, you already know we're going to be busy. We students. We are employees. We are content creators. Baby, we're gonna be busy, especially with these concerts and school. Like, I get to make my schedule with my job, so it's not that big of a deal. Like, I choose the shifts. It's just a lot happens, and not everybody's able to get shifts. Which sucks, because next week I only have 1 day until tomorrow, because I get to choose my schedule for 2 weeks, and that is one of the weeks I have to make sure that I add more shifts, at least 2 more shifts. It doesn't matter. Friday, Saturday, hopefully. But then I also have my other job. 2 jobs. One I just cover shifts at, but that does not matter. But yeah, no, I've been, as some of you guys know, if you've listened to or watched last season's podcasts, I flew to Italy when I was in, I think, middle school on summer break or spring break. I think it was summer break, because there was no way that we were going for just 1 week and being able to make it back and this, that, and the other. My grandparents took me and my brother to Italy. And then I went back up with my parents to Maryland in sophomore year spring break. I want to say, like, we went up for a few days. I'd say maybe 2 or 3. We went up to Maryland, we drove up. So don't ever say that you can't make a drive, because we drove all the way from West Palm to all the way up to Virginia. So yeah, it was a multiple day trip. We stopped in the Carolinas. So yeah, I know. Regardless, I need to stop. And then I forget where else we stopped at, but then we stayed in, I think, I don't know remember where we stayed in Maryland. We definitely didn't stay with my aunt and uncle. We stopped in to see them, but that was pretty much it. We went to a lot of the museums in DC. Again, we stopped at the Spy Museum, which was pretty fun. Um, not that making me want to work for the government. That's crazy. Um, that is very crazy. Like, it literally was like, oh, cool. No, it shows you the actual, like, not like, it's not an actual spy museum of all the spies. It's like James Bond, Agent 007, and like spy movies. Like, you could pay extra to have your own spy experience in the building. I actually don't know what the interactive content was with, like, outside, because I think that's, it said something about a park, and I'm like, what? Like, how does that make any sense? Yeah, but I wouldn't want to mix those two shades. Looking at my blush, I'm not doing this. But yeah, no, we went there. We went to the Smithsonian. We saw both of the museums there. For I think there's the Virginia location and the DC for the Smithsonian, which, crazy enough, is where the Night at the Museum movies were filmed. Because I think that they did use both locations, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure. If I'm not mistaken. Like I said, I'm floating. Yeah. I'm just floating in the clouds right now. But yeah, no, we had a lot of fun. That was a rough spring break because that was when one of my exes was diagnosed with, like, yeah. On a different note, where else have we been? Oh, we went to Vermont for my grandfather's 80th birthday, and that was pretty fun. A lot of them went, like, there was issues with that because big family get together. One of, oh right, yeah. Yeah, one of the, I don't remember. Like, we just went to the places that they had in store. Like, that what they had planned, like the itinerary, as you would say. I don't have an itinerary for Wyoming at all. I'm just going with the flow. Yeah, just going with the flow. Hi, Flo. I am screaming. But yeah, no, I don't really remember. Like, we flew into New York or Newark. I don't really know. Or I don't know because I don't know geography that well. If it was Newark or if it was New York. I thought we flew into New York and drove into Vermont, but I could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know where Newark is. um Heck, I don't know why I thought that like Wyoming was in more of like the Northeast and not the South. Which would explain why the person I'm likely to be staying with it sounds like they have a thick ass accent. Southern. Which isn't bad. It's not bad at all. It's okay. But no, I'm excited for my Wyoming trip. And then for either I don't know, I might choose DC or I might go and stay with another friend in Michigan. Not Michigan, Wyoming. Even though that if everything goes well in Wyoming, I was wanting to go back after my graduation, but I don't know because I was still planning on doing these other trips and it's like yeah. Because yeah. 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 Um Italy was fun. But I haven't really been on a lot of trips. Like we'd go to the Keys a lot, or like not trips, but like vacations. We went to the Keys a lot when I was younger, and we'd go fishing. We'd go to a lot of like the nature parks and stuff there. But that was pretty much all that we did. And like yeah, we camped. Whatever. No, it was fun back then. Like being, but then after a while, they got it was like it wasn't the same because they got like a little room on the campgrounds because they had little buildings, and I'm like, well, that kind of kills the whole vibe of camping in the Keys. So what do you mean that we're staying in a room? Oh, because it's cheaper? Sure. Sure. But I'm gonna go ahead and end here, and I will see you guys next week for another episode of First Chances with Chance. Thank y'all. Love y'all. And if you want a comment in next episode, text 561-320-7085. Again, text 561-320-7085 if you have any comments, any vacation stories, any stories from past episodes. So yeah, text them in or leave a voicemail, y'all.